Hi, I'm Jessica Richmond, social media specialist here at Beau Rivage. On this episode of Beau Appétit, we're going to show you how to make a marvelous margherita pizza. So I am here with Chef Joey Cardozzolo, and today we're going to make pizza.
Pizza margherita.
Pizza margherita. Okay, now what's the difference between like pizza and pizza margherita?
This is the traditional pizza from Napoli, which is where pizza originated, and it's just one of the most basic basic pizzas, but it's probably the best.
Really?
It's one of my favorites.
Okay, so what do we do, or what do we need to do to get started?
First, you gotta talk about your dough.
Okay.
Dough's the most important part of the pizza.
Of course.
Our dough is very unique at Stala. We make our dough with just flour, a very little bit of yeast. For 50 kilos of flour, we use 10 grams of yeast, which is almost nothing.
Yeah.
And then we let it sit in the cooler for like 4 days, roll it out, and then you finally use it. So it ages and develops structure and everything else.
Okay.
So
is it like rising while it's in
It rises a little bit, but not much. It saves all of its rising power from when it goes in the oven, and then it gets a nice crust and develops good structure.
All right. So what are we doing now?
So now you just start going from the outside. You always want to leave a good bound in the middle of the dough.
Okay.
So then you don't have a hole in the middle.
All right.
So you just keep kind of rolling it out.
Okay. Now, so you said flour and yeast. What other ingredients for everybody at home?
A little bit of water.
Okay.
And then sunflower oil.
Okay.
And that's it. And salt.
Salt. So would you say like a cup of flour to every?
For 2 cups of flour, maybe 1 cup of water, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of yeast.
Okay. All right. So we're working the dough.
Turn it like that, and then I'll start with this one. You're gonna take it and hold it, and then push it out.
Hold it and push. Okay. That looks easy enough. So, just guess you gotta put
this
some
one you
muscle
don't have to,
into it. Are we moving? What is the ideal size we're trying to get here?
About 11 inches.
Okay.
So we're just about there.
Now this is going to be like a flaky pizza or like a...
It's going to bubble up on the outsides. It's going to be pretty, a little bit chewy, but crispy on the bottom.
Okay. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. And then you're going to take it in your hands and just toss it around.
Okay.
Pull the outsides out.
All right, let's see how this goes. 2 hands. Woo! Is that how you do it?
Yeah. That's good.
Are we good?
Yep.
There you go. So for the people watching at home, it seems pretty simple.
It's very simple. It's one of the easiest things to cook.
The laziest thing, I like lazy.
You just have to have the right oven. The best thing to work, if you're going to do it at home, is get a nice charcoal grill and a nice pizza stone, a good thick one.
Really?
Not a cheap one, because the cheap ones will crack
on
the oven, but get a good one, put it right on the oven, get the oven or grill up to about 650 degrees, and that's perfect.
Really? Okay, so now what are we doing next?
So this is just real simple. You're gonna get some tomato sauce.
Okay.
My pizza sauce is very simple. It's tomatoes and salt, nothing else.
Nothing else, okay.
So you're gonna take a scoop and a half of that. It's 3 ounces of sauce.
Guess just put
straight
it
in the middle, and then kind of push it around.
Do I need to add more?
Yeah, just like 1 more.
Okay. Now you don't bake the crust prior to this? Okay.
You want to leave about 1/4 of an inch on the outside, or 1/2 inch.
How's that?
That's good. And then you're going to want 4 ounces of mozzarella cheese, fresh mozzarella.
Now this isn't the shredded stuff in the bag.
No, this is fresh. It comes in water.
Okay.
It's in a ball, so it'd be about 1 ball. You just kind of break it in half.
Oh, okay.
And scatter it. Less is much better in pizzas. You want the crust to really shine here.
Yeah. All right.
It's probably... that should be enough.
So is just the taste the difference between the fresh and the bagged stuff I normally buy?
The bagged stuff, different pizzas call for different
Understand.
cheese. This is a buffalo mozzarella, which comes from buffalo's milk, and it's from Italy, imported from Italy.
Oh, wow.
And it's just a lot softer, and it's got a little more tang to it. It's really nice.
Oh, okay.
And then just some basil. Take a couple leaves and break it up.
Okay. Smells. This is fresh basil, so
Yes.
it smells great. Ooh.
And that's it.
Okay, so it looks like our pizza is ready to bake.
Yes, it is. Now we just gotta get the pizza peel, throw it on there, and then throw it in the oven.
Now we're going to bake this for about how long and at what temperature for like a conventional oven?
A conventional oven at 500 degrees, it's probably gonna take about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit less, just kind of where you want it. You want to get the nice char on the outside. Real pizza should have nice burn ends on it. The bottom should be a little bit burned. That's where you get all your flavor from.
Oh, okay. Because it's all about the crust.
Yes.
Alrighty. So we're just gonna slide her in.
Yep. Move that one back.
Okay, so we pulled our pizza out of the oven.
After about, in our oven, it's like 800 degrees, so it takes about 4 or 5 minutes. In a home oven, at 500 degrees, it should take about maybe 10, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more.
Okay,
But
and you're gonna cook that on a pizza stone,
on
correct?
a pizza stone, yes.
Okay.
If you don't have a pizza stone, you can do it on a cookie sheet, but you won't get the same crust on the bottom and the char on the outside.
Okay. So for the novice chef in all of us, especially me, what are some like typical mistakes that we're making when it comes to pizza?
The biggest mistake is too much toppings on the pizza.
Really?
Especially too much cheese. Too much cheese is gonna weigh your pizza down. It's gonna burn on the bottom before it makes a crust.
Okay.
Anything you put too much on it, it's gonna weigh it down, and you're not gonna be able to get a nice crust on it. It's when you pick up your pizza, it's gonna fall. A good piece of pizza should pick it up and it should stay straight.
Ah.
So that's the biggest problem is people putting too much toppings on the pizza.
Now, what about like whenever I'm like rolling the dough and it likes to be sticky? How do I get away from
Just
that?
use more flour.
Really?
More flour on the board. It's better not to use too much flour, but if it's sticking, you got to use flour.
Understand.
So basically, that's it. You just want you don't want too much ingredients on there because your pizza's gonna get soggy. So not too much cheese. You want to get a little bit of cheese in each bite, maybe a little bit of basil, sometimes not. That's about it.
Now we cook this in our brick oven in our restaurant at Stala. Tell us a little bit about that. Like, what's the difference between like a brick oven and a conventional oven?
Brick oven, it's all brick on the bottom, as you can see, and it gets extremely hot. We can have it anywhere from 200 degrees all the way up to 1,000 degrees, depending on what we want to do with it.
And that affects the flavor?
It makes it quicker. It depends. You have to change your dough to what recipe, to how hot your oven is. But if I want to make something like a Roman style pizza, I can have it colder. If I want to make a Napolitano style pizza, I can make it a little bit hotter. And it just works out good that way.
Okay, well, awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and thank you so much for cooking this delicious pizza for us. It looks absolutely amazing. For more Beau Appétit videos, make sure you check out our YouTube channel, and of course, find us on Facebook, like us, and that's all we have for you today.